Hey YouTubers, welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel, and today we're going to be covering something that a lot of you guys have wanted me to cover for a while now, and that is an updated toolbox tour. I did do one as soon as we came into 2017, but it has been a couple months and I have gotten quite a bit of tools since then. As a lot of you know, if you've watched my previous Tool Talk episodes, you have seen the tools that I've gotten. If you haven't, go ahead and check out Tool Talk episode 10 and 11. They cover basically all the tools that I've gotten in the last 2 months, pretty much everything. But this video will be an overall of all my tools that I have here at home that I use to work on my projects. And I also have some tools stored here that I don't want to take to school, but we'll go over those too. So I have quite a bit of stuff to show you. I'll show you how I rearrange my toolbox to fit basically everything. And then later on, I will be doing a tool talk video of some new tools that I have at my box at school. I will be bringing those home, so that should be a good one too. If you guys, please, if you guys have any ideas for videos that you want to see, if you want to see comparison videos or just certain tools or certain things done to my Camaro or things like that, please leave them in the comments. I really enjoy your guys' comments. So once again, please make sure to hit that thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. I love your guys' comments. I love all of you guys following me. You guys are amazing. We're almost at 500 subscribers, and once we do hit that, I will be doing a giveaway. I have a couple things in mind for the giveaway, but if you guys can think of anything that would be a pretty cool giveaway, nothing ridiculous obviously, but a nice giveaway for some of my followers and stuff like that, because I want to show you guys how much I appreciate you as well. So please, once again, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into this toolbox tour. Alright, so not much has changed up here. Some stuff has changed over here, but we'll go through that real quick and then get into the main toolbox. So this is basically all my car parts still, and that's just an organizer for screws, bolts, and all that good stuff. Got my stereo system, got my soldering gun over here because I will be doing the rewiring of the engine bay, and I don't want to be using a bunch of butt connectors, so got that. And then I got all the new wiring and everything down here, as well as this braided nylon wire wrap, so that's pretty nice. Basically, this is my old toolbox back when I really didn't have anything. Right now I'm just using it as a storage compartment for tools that I will be using in my work box, but since I'm going to school right now, they only cover the tools that they give us. So if something's stolen, they'll replace it. But if I bring my own tools and something's stolen, they're not going to replace it. So I keep that at home. Basically, what I have here are just the DeWalt metric and standard ratcheting reversible wrenches. And they also have a little indent in the open end of the wrench that is really nice for like rounded off bolts and stuff. It's not like the Flank Drive Plus, but it is pretty nice, and it's a really good price. You can get them from $45 to $65 for each set, and you get 10 different wrenches. So, and then up here I have the gear wrench, 3/8 wobbles. Well, this is the standard set still. They messed up and sent me the wrong one. They're sending me the wobble set right now. I'm still waiting on it. But I got the 1/2-inch drive wobble extensions. You can push it all the way on for a solid extension, or you can pull it halfway out for the wobble feature. And I have that in all the sizes: 1/4-inch drive, 1/2-inch drive, and 3/8. This is just the box for my little inspection light, and that's basically all I have over here for now. This is still all the same, all my parts cleaners and stuff that I use for rebuilding engines and stuff like that. So that's my project right now. Moving on over here, nothing's really changed over here. Still really cheap screwdrivers. This is like my to-go box in case somebody breaks down and they need some help. I just close this up, grab it. It's got basically everything I need. Just some cheap Stanley sockets up here. It's all 1/4-inch and 3/8. And then in the first drawer, you got your metric Pittsburgh cheap wrenches. Same thing, standard wrenches here. And then you got your flex head Pittsburgh ratchets. A little ratcheting wrench type deal here. I haven't really used it much. I thought it was a cool idea when I bought it, but I haven't really used it much, so I can't really tell. you know, if it was worth it. DeWalt 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch ratchets, 72 tooth for all of them. And then this is just a little 1/4 inch Stanley that I've had forever. And then a pair of channel lock pliers. But that's just like my to-go box, just in case. And I still got my lifting stuff back here, jack stands, cherry picker, all that good stuff. Got my mini fridge. Now let's move in to the main box. So my wife made me these little magnets, which I thought was pretty cool. So I decided to put them on my box. And let's get into it. So up here, as you guys see, this display is in the beginning of all my videos now. I just got this light from Harbor Freight, and it was $30 compared to the same ones that are sold online for like $60 and above. And this is actually a really nice light. I'm extremely happy with this purchase. I think I'm gonna buy another one actually. So it's got 2 settings. First click is low, second click is high. And there's a power button on both sides. They're nice rubberized grip. It's got this little strap with magnets on the bottom, and it's also got a hook just in case you need to hang it on something. But it's an extremely nice light, especially for the price. So if you guys are looking for an underhood light, $30, you can't beat it. So in my previous video, I had this basically clear. I like to keep it clear up here, but I'm running out of space, and so this is what I did to keep it organized. So starting over here, I just have all my batteries for my impacts and drills, the chargers back here, the Astro Pneumatic Ultra Slim light. This thing is actually really nice. I'm extremely happy with this purchase. It was a little bit more expensive, $40 or $50 I think, but it's got a button back here for high and low. You got your on, it's high and low. So, and then it's got the recessed, little recessed charger port, so if you hit it on something, it won't break the charging port or anything. And then this magnetic strip on the back, it's not the best. You can't really attach it to much. It's very weak, but as you can see, it holds there, so I really enjoy this light. In the back of this 52-inch Husky flat black toolbox, nice big casters on it, locking. They're all soft close drawers, and in the back, well, let's start over here. You got 2 power strips, 4 outlets on each side, as well as 2 USB ports on each side. This box runs around $700, so it is really nice price, especially for the quality of the box. This entire back strip here is a magnet, and you can put tools on it. I don't really keep much up here, so I don't have anything on it. But the other thing I keep up here are my Matco T handles, my hex heads, both SAE and metric. It's a pretty nice set. Haven't used them a whole lot, but these will be going to my work box. That's why I keep them up here. And then this is my bit socket set from Gear Wrench. It's the master set. I believe it's 84 pieces for $100. Can't really beat it. I thought it was one of the best purchases I've made so far. So you got all your extra long Torx and ball hex, both 1/4 inch drive and 3/8 drive. And then here in the front are all the tamper-proof Torx and hex in 1/4 inch drive. And then you got your 3/8 drive here, and it's all tamper-proof and non-tamper-proof, both Torx and hex. Same thing with all of these that are 1/2 inch drive. You have your non-tamper-proof and your tamper-proof. Those go all the way up to T60 in the Torx, and for the hex you got 19 3/4. So you get some pretty decent sizes. And then you got your e-Torx or inverted Torx here at the bottom. So it's a really nice set, especially if you can find it for $100. Most of them go for about $125, but I found it for $100. So if you guys are interested, that's a really nice set. And still got my little Zune HD up here, of course. But let's move into the drawers. So when you get this box, you get 3 keys. You get the 2 black keys and the 1 silver key. The silver key is for this individual locking drawer over here, and then the black keys, either one can be used for either lock. So let's go ahead and unlock this. They do work really well, it locks really well. The only problem I ever have is when I'm locking the top part, when I shut the lid. This side seems to be pressed down and I just have to kind of hold this side down and it'll lock just fine. But other than that, I've had zero problems with this box. So over here, I still have all my little stuff. These are vacuum adapters for getting into small spots. Just some Teflon tape, masking tape, knives, a couple pick sets, pens, pencils, markers, batteries, and a flashlight. Pretty simple drawer, nothing much in there. Got a couple feeler gauges in there as well. Here I just keep all my brushes and RTV and anti-seize and stuff like that. Then I have my cheap little digital caliper here, which works fine, especially for home use. I'll definitely get a better one for work, but this is good for home use. Down here, still basically the same. A little bit has changed. So under here I have my gear wrench pick set, good for removing hoses and clips and all that good stuff. It's actually a really nice set. I believe it runs about $35. You get all different types of angles, and then you get your bigger ones as well. These really come in handy when removing hoses and stuff. So I believe this was a really good purchase too. And then here I have my OEM Tools oil filter socket set. It's for cars that take the oil cartridges instead of the oil filters. They look like little air filters basically, and they usually have a plastic cap that screws in, and these help because normally where they have the plastic cap at, you can't really get at it with most normal sockets. So these are a little bit shallower and really allow you to get on there. So this is a really nice set. I believe it ran around $25 or $30. Next I just have my Tecton impact driver. This comes with a few bits. I did notice, that there's no detent in here, and I was wondering why. Well, you don't really need it with these, but somebody did comment and point out that there's still a detent on here, and that's for putting your regular 3/8 sockets and stuff on there. So thank you for letting me know about that. That was a really good tip. Back here, I basically just have my triple squares that are used on a lot of Volkswagens and things like that. These are shorts, these are the long ones. Then here, I just have more long hex, both standard and metric. And then here I have my tamper-proof Torx and non-tamper-proof Torx right here. So that's basically all that's in this drawer. Keep my little notebook in there as well. Moving over, these drawers haven't changed a lot, but there has been a little bit of changes done. So back here I still have all my DeWalt bits and drill bits and all that good stuff, a couple impact sockets, the Titan bit set. This comes with basically everything you need for the little bits in like your ratcheting screwdrivers and stuff. Got my quick release clutch impact adapters. The set of 3 1/4 inch, 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive comes all together for $20, so it's a pretty good deal. Then I got all my different size adapters, 1/2 inch to 3/8, 3/8 to 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch to 3/8, and 3/8 to 1/4 inch. I believe that ran around $10, so that's not bad for a little impact adapter set. Here I still have my Jegs screwdriver set. This ran about $10 for all these screwdrivers, the 2 stubbies, and all the precision screwdrivers here. Then I have a gear wrench oil filter wrench and a Tecton oil filter set of pliers. They both work really well. It all depends on what you're working on. Then I have the gear wrench master screwdriver set. I believe it's 20 screwdrivers. You got your precision screwdrivers here, and then your bigger screwdrivers that do have this feature that you can put the wrench on there as well. So that's pretty nice. They are great screwdrivers, strong magnets. This ran around $70, I believe. So if you're looking for a decent screwdriver set, this is definitely a really nice screwdriver set for the price. So moving down, we have my electrical drawer. It has changed a little bit. Got all my butt connectors here, some heat shrink, my new wire strippers and crimpers from Vice Grip. These things work great, and I will be using them a lot when rewiring my Camaro. Then you got your cheaper wire strippers, and then another set that you usually need more than one pair because you got your strippers up top and your crimpers at the bottom, and it's opposite here. And sometimes in tight spots you need different things at the top of your wire strippers. Got this cheap little precision ratcheting screwdriver set up here. I closed them up because I don't really use them. I'll probably end up actually getting rid of them because I have plenty of screwdrivers and bits already. Here's just a clip pliers set, internal and external. The heads are interchangeable, and then I will be ordering the Lang clip pliers set that are all individual, so I don't have to keep switching the heads out on here. And I just got some zip ties and some electrical tape, along with some Easy Red Kiwi pliers. They just get your hands out of the way so you can see what you're grabbing at. Then I got my 3 volt to 24 volt, test light up here. It's got the digital readout. Then I got my solar battery tester, alternator, and all that good stuff. This thing works great. I used it and just tested it to see how well it was. I used it on my my wife's car and my Malibu, and it seems to work great, so I'm really happy with that purchase. I believe that ran me about $55. Then I just got some wire up here and a tape measure. Moving down, we have my plier drawer, which I keep my medical shears back here. That's good for cutting through random things. Got my little claw grabber back here. Got the gear wrench 7-piece plier set. This is a really nice set. I believe this also ran around $70, and they have a nice rubber, it's like plastic, but it's also got like a rubberized coating on it, and it feels really nice in the hands. And I have had 0 issues with those. They're definitely way better than these Pittsburgh sets that don't really line up, and they're pretty flexible. So this is a really nice set. Especially I like gear wrench, the Taiwan stuff. Of course, it's not quite as good as the stuff made in the USA, but the Taiwan stuff is pretty nice, and you get a lifetime warranty with it, and the quality is still really good for the price. Then I have here the Boss Stitch and DeWalt adjustable channel lock pliers. These things work great. I absolutely love those. That's just the cheap Pittsburgh set. I got a set of cheap Tekton clip pliers, which actually work really well. I've only used a couple of them, but they work really well. Here's the Harbor Freight miniature plier set, which, you know, for a miniature plier set, they're just fine because you're not using them to grab anything large or anything like that. So for a small set, they're really good and a really good price. So here I have the Gear Wrench XX pliers for getting into tight spaces. You get both a straight and a 45-degree angle one. They're extra long even compared to my long handle needle nose over here. And they run about $30 for the set of 2. Then you got your regular Pittsburgh long needle nose, both straight and 45, and then your hose pliers that really help you disconnect like electrical connectors where you got to pinch both sides. These come in handy. Also removing like heater core hoses and stuff like that. These work great. These are Cobalt vice grips, and they're decent. I wouldn't say they're top of the line at all. I mean, they're good for home use, but they're really bulky and they're decent quality. But I believe the set was like $20, so I mean, you get what you pay for. I would probably go with a different set. I wouldn't suggest these to anybody else. Then just a couple adjustable wrenches and then a tape measure. Okay, so moving into the bottom half of the toolbox, we got the big drawer, which is usually used for sockets, but the socket rails that I have didn't really want to fit in here all that well because the drawers aren't that deep in this toolbox. They're about 17 3/4 or 17 1/4 deep, so it's not all that deep. So I was pretty disappointed in that, but it's not a big deal. I can obviously rearrange and make things fit another way. So over here I have all my standards, which you don't really use all that often anymore unless you're working pre-80s vehicles. So if you're really looking at buying tools, make sure you buy the metric sets first before you go moving into the standards, unless you work on a lot of older stuff. But this Tekton set, I am extremely happy with Tekton. They have a great warranty, as well as the chrome jobs on Tekton stuff is just absolutely beautiful. You get a 1/4 inch through 1 inch, and then the stubby set, you have a
5/16 through 3/4.
So it's a nice little set. You get this large set with this set, I believe, for $70, and then the 2 stubby sets together for around $50. So it's a really good set. They're really nice wrenches for the price and great warranty. I've never had to warranty anything out. But so it's got a really nice chrome job. They don't have any like slip features or anything like Snap-on or Matco or gear wrench or anything like that. But they are really nice wrenches, especially just for your non-ratcheting wrenches. All 12 point. And then here's my metric set, which is 8. Sorry if you guys can't read that. 8mm through 22mm. I don't believe it skips a size. No, they did a really good job. It's a complete set. No skipping of sizes. The stubbies are 8 through 19mm. And I just have 0 complaints about the Tecton wrenches. They're really nice, especially for the price. Up here I have my gear wrench, flare nut wrenches. This is the metric set and the standard set. This is probably the set that I'll end up taking to my work box because that's going to be your most used. But we'll see about that. Once I actually get out of school and move into my first job, obviously a lot of this will be cleared out of my box and I'll have a little bit more room to rearrange stuff. But right now I have my gear wrench, deep offsets. This is a really nice set. It's a set of 5 wrenches and different size on each side, but they are pretty long wrenches, so you can get a lot of leverage. They're extremely clean wrenches, nice chrome job finish and everything. I can't remember what I exactly paid for this set though, but I just keep that rolled up in the back. And then here I have my Easy Red flex head ratcheting wrenches. They are reversible. They have the locking flex head. And they also have the offset. This set is 5/16 through 3/4, a different size on each side, obviously. They're both box ends. So, and then below that, this is a 4-piece set, and then the metric is a 5-piece set. And you go all the way from 8 to 19. So it's a pretty decent set. The standard set, I believe, goes for $120, and the metric set is a little bit more. Obviously, you get another 2 sizes, and metric is more commonly used. So I think that one ran around $160. So they are a little bit more expensive, but I've had 0 problems with these as well. I haven't used them all that often. I have heard some people say that they've had a problem with them skipping teeth, but I haven't had that problem yet, and we'll see. But that's it for the wrench drawer up here. Over here I have more wrenches, which are my flex head gear wrenches. They are not reversible, but they are flex head. You have the metric, which is 10 through 19, but it is not a complete set. It does skip a few sizes, but it does have your most common sizes. And then your standard set, which is 3/8 through 3/4. The chrome job is pretty decent on these. They are the Taiwan ones, not the Chinese ones. There is a difference. The Taiwan made gear wrench products are quite a bit nicer than the China made ones. Like the heads on the China ones are much larger. Sometimes they're not centered. You get pits and stuff in them. So make sure if you do buy gear wrench, try and find the Taiwan made stuff. This is a set of gear wrench 3/8 drive extensions. It's not the wobble or anything. It's just the standard set, but I'm extremely happy with those. I mean, they're just extensions, but they work good. They do have the knurling on them for grip. And then here I have all my metric sockets. Starting in the front, I have a 3/8 breaker bar, gear wrenches, 3/8 drive wobble head sockets. It's a really nice set. I believe that ran me about $35. Then start over here. This is the 1/4-inch drive wobble head. It's made by Astro Pneumatic as well. And it's a pretty decent set. The only complaint I don't have is they didn't actually engrave the sizes into it. It's just embossed onto the bottom of the socket. These are all Gear Wrench 120 XPs, and these have got to be my favorite ratchets that I've ever used. And they're all flex head over here, and then all the solid ratchets over here. This is a flex head 1/4 inch drive, stubby 3/8 drive, 3/8 drive, and a 1/2 inch. They do have quite a bit of length on them. They're really good sizes. And then you have your standard wrenches over here. The reason I really do like these is because it's the dual pawl, and it's actually a 60 tooth, but you get 120 positions. So they are really strong, but you get a lot of different positions. Back over here, this front row is all 1/4 inch shallow and deep DeWalt sockets. This is all DeWalt 3/8 shallow and deep. Same thing with some Allen head sockets here. You got your Craftsman T-handle. This thing is actually really nice. It's adjustable, and you have the 3/8 adapter at the top just in case you want to use this side as the handle and get a little bit more torque on something. These are all gear wrench impact sockets. This is 3/8 and 3/8, shallow and deep. You get 8 through 19 for the shallow and 8 through 21 for the deep sockets. And then your 1/2 inch, you have 8 through 19. I do need to get some larger ones for the 1/2 inch drive, but that's all I have for now. These in the back are all 1/2 inch drive, and they're basically all DeWalt except for a couple Powerbuilt and a couple Craftsman over here. But I am extremely happy with my DeWalt sockets. I've never had a problem with them, and they've held up to everything that I've put them through. I don't necessarily use a lot of 1/2 inch drive sockets, but everything else has held up really well. Moving on, we have the standard socket drawer. This is where I keep all my extensions that I keep here at home. I keep the ones that I'll take to work over there. Here you have 1/4 inch drive, 3/8 drive, both chrome and impact. And then you have all your 1/2 inch drive extensions as well. All different brands. You got some Pittsburgh, you got some DeWalt, a couple Matco in here, or Silver Eagle. But I got both standard, wobble, and locking extensions in all sizes. Some of them I have at school in my work box though, so not all of them are here. And then I got the little universal impact. This is from Gear Wrench as well. And it just came with their impact socket set, so that was pretty nice. This is just a cheap little Pittsburgh pass-through socket set, and it's actually held up to everything, and it's a good do-it-yourself home pass-through socket set. I believe it runs like $20, so if you guys are looking for a cheap one that works well, that's just fine from Harbor Freight. Then up here you just have just some hex bit sockets and some Torx bit sockets. Then we have 1/4 inch drive, shallow and deep, 3/8 drive, shallow and deep. You got some more hex heads here, and then you got all your universals, swivels, 2 1/4 inch, 2 3/8, and a 1/2 inch drive swivel. And then you got for 3/8 in the shallow, you got a 1/4 through 7/8, and then these 3 sockets here are spark plug sockets. Then for the impact sockets, I have 5/16 through 3/4, and the same thing for the deep. And then the 1/2 inch back here is 3/8 through 1 1/16. So they actually go pretty large in the standard size, even though I don't use them all that often. Then I have this socket over here, which is just a specialty wheel lug socket for these little locking lug nuts, but you can put 2 different size sockets on there. So that's a specialty socket for my rims. But then in the back you got your 1/2 inch drive sockets, which is 3/8 through 1 1/4, as well as all of these being DeWalt except for a couple Powerbuilt and Craftsman. Moving on over, this drawer hasn't changed any. This is still the DeWalt set. Each one of these kits run about $30, so it's a pretty good deal. Sometimes you can find them on sale for like 20 or 25, so that's a really good deal, especially with their no hassle warranty. That's why I like DeWalt hand tools so far. I haven't had an issue with them, but if I ever do, I'll make sure to let you guys know. So this set, it comes with 1/4 inch drive extensions, 1/4 inch adapters for your, and then you got 1/4 inch to 3/8, 3/8 to 1/4 inch, a couple of swivels, 3/8 and 1/4 inch, and then you got your 3/8 extensions as well as your 3 spark plug sockets. This is a little nut driver set and bits. Comes with basically everything you need. 5/32 through 1/2 inch, and then 4mm through 12mm for the nut drivers, and then all your little bits that you could need. And this, it's not ratcheting, but this is actually a really nice little screwdriver. It reminds me of the old Klein handles, and I used to love those. So I really enjoy this, especially for $30. It's a pretty good deal. Next drawer down hasn't changed either. I moved my little Allen heads down here, and this is a ratcheting DeWalt T handle. It's reversible, and you got long extensions and short, so it's a pretty good set. I believe this ran around $20. This is a Matco gear driver ratcheting screwdriver. It comes with all different types of extensions and adapters and everything, a flex head extension or a flexible shaft extension. The end comes off, you can store some bits in it and everything. And I believe this set ran me around $50, but I got it for free from a certificate I got at school. So it's a pretty decent set. I'm happy with that. Over here, I still have my level, the Tecton pry bars, 4 different sizes. They've held up, even though the shaft of the pry bar is pretty small in diameter, but they're still pretty strong. I wouldn't go beating them. They're not striking cap or anything. And I can't remember exactly what I paid for them, but they're decent for light jobs. Then you got the Tecton file set. That's a pretty decent set, especially for the price. I got a little pry bar over here as well. And then I did end up picking up the Craftsman pry bar set. I should have got it when it was on sale for $20. I told myself I would get it next time I was there at Sears. Next time I went, they were sold out. So I tried searching for it online, and everybody was selling the set of 3 for over $50. But eventually I found them for $25, and I wasn't gonna pass it up again. And I'm extremely happy with it. The shaft of the pry bar is quite a bit thicker than the Tecton set. The handle is quite a bit nicer. It's got a good feel to it. They are made in USA, and they have the striking cap. So you get a pretty large size, your medium and your smaller. But it's a pretty good set for 25 bucks. Then you got your hammers, you got your ball peen and rubber mallet and sledge and all that good stuff. It's a pretty decent set. I've used them quite a bit, especially use that for removing exhausts and stuff, and use this for masking off my engine for paint. And I haven't had any issues with them. They are like an unknown brand, but they were like 45 bucks, and they've definitely exceeded my expectations, so I'm extremely happy with those. Then below that, you have the Tecton punch and chisel set. It comes with a wide variety of different punches and chisels. And I've used a couple of them, mainly this and a couple over here. And they've done just well. I mean, you do chip the paint off, but I mean nothing's gonna be, what the hell is it? It's not gonna be pretty forever. So, but they do the job, and that's what matters. So that's it for that drawer. Moving down to the bottom drawers, over here is kind of like, not necessarily my junk drawer, but basically all my automotive books and electrical books. This is a oil pump primer for small block Chevys and stuff like that. Just some air hose adapters. This is Tecton's angle wrench set. This is the SAE, not the metric. They discontinued the metric because the quality wasn't as nice as all their new products, so they're redesigning them. Just got another camera down there, just a couple masks, an iPro, temperature gun, DVOM, some gloves, stapler, and then I keep all my chargers for like my lights and stuff down there. So then in the final drawer, you have basically all your specialty tools and stuff like that. Let me go ahead and I'll set up a couple of these so you can see what's inside. Okay, so first up is this Pittsburgh Pro high torque lug nut impact socket set. And it's for lug nuts, obviously. It's got the plastic cover so you don't damage nice rims and stuff. and they do come off. I can't get it off with one hand right now, but this plastic sleeve does remove, and there's just like 3 grooves in the bottom that hold this on. But it protects rims, but sometimes with it, you can't necessarily get in the lug nut hole, and you need to remove the sleeve. It also comes with a couple extensions. You got your 3-inch extension and your 5-inch, and then it ranges from, let's see, 3/4 through 5/16, and then you got a inch and 1/16 down here. Oh, you got a 1-inch here. Then you got your 17, 19, and 21, which are basically your most common sizes. And I've heard a lot of good things. I know some people do break these because they are pretty thin-walled sockets, but this is the set with lifetime warranty. So as long as they continue making them, you can get them replaced. I believe if you buy it at Harbor Freight, it's around $60 or $70. I got it online for $54, so it was a pretty decent deal. This is my Tekton 3/8 drive torque wrench, and surprisingly, I am extremely happy with this. I used it to basically rebuild my 357 over there, and it worked great. Also, always remember, when you're done using your torque wrench, if it's clicker style, you need to zero it out. Otherwise, the calibration is going to be thrown off if you leave it. So here, this is a recent purchase. This is an indexing gear wrench or KD tie rod ball joint remover. You just push this button in and you can change the angle of the forks. You also have an adapter for a pneumatic air hammer, or you can just put this adapter on and hit it with a hammer. I can't even remember what I paid for this. I think it was around $35, but don't quote me on that. But that was a pretty decent purchase. Then here's just a cheap bearing race seal driver set. I think I paid $25 for it, but you don't necessarily beat the crap out of these. All of them that you buy are going to be low aluminum discs and everything. So you got a wide variety of different sizes and everything. So let's move on. So next up is my 1/2-inch drive Matco torque wrench. Also, once again, make sure you zero it out before putting it away. I believe this one goes up to 250 foot-pounds. It also reads Newton meters, but it's a nice one. Haven't really used it all that much. So that's it for that. I can't tell you the price on that either, because it came with my tools at work or school. This is the Matco 6-piece magnetic spark plug set. It's SPK6. If you guys have watched any of my tool talk videos, all of these tools are basically in it, and I go a little bit more in depth, but I'm not going to spend too much time on these. So you got your 5/8 sockets here, all 3 of these with different length extensions, and they are wobble, so you can get into some pretty awkward areas. Then you got your 9/16 and your 13/16, which are not as common, but it's always nice to have those just in case. But let me get this drawer back together, and that's basically it, guys. Okay, so for the rest of the drawer, it really hasn't changed any. Still got my hammer drill, skill saw, circular saw, hand saw. And then you got your pulley pullers, Noid lights, brake bleeder, compression tester, quick disconnect for AC lines, fuel lines, all that good stuff. When Dremel, I really suggest that. It's a $30 set on eBay or Amazon, and you get a bunch of different attachments and everything. That's a really good deal. That's just my cheap Pittsburgh screwdriver set. If you watch my previous toolbox tour, you'll see that in there. And then just a harmonic balance puller. Here is the DeWalt 1/4-inch drive impact. It's the brushless version, made in USA. And then you got your 1/2-inch impact here. It's not the brushless, but these work great, and I've used them quite a bit. I'm not used to using impacts. I grew up without them, really, so I'm still getting used to using impacts, but I'm extremely happy with those. So that's it for the bottom drawer. And there's a lot of weight in that bottom drawer, and this toolbox is holding up really well. Like I said, this toolbox runs about $700. The only complaint I have about it is I wish it was a little bit deeper drawers. But other than that, it's a fantastic toolbox, especially for the price. I love the color on it, the flat black with the black handles. I like that a lot better than the gloss black and chrome handles. So that's it. All right, guys, so that's basically it for my updated toolbox tour. A lot of the drawers haven't really changed, just added some stuff to them. If you haven't seen my previous toolbox tours or tool talk episodes, make sure to go check those out. Let me know if you enjoy those or not. Also, make sure to leave a comment if you guys have any suggestions for new videos or certain tools that you want me to compare. Let me know. I really enjoy what you guys want to see. So it's always nice to know what you guys want. I want to make videos for you guys. Other than that, I do have more tools coming soon. So obviously every couple months I'm going to be doing a tool talk or a toolbox update, and in between those I'll be doing tool talks of the tools that I get, and not necessarily reviews, but first impressions of them. Let me know what you guys think of my collection, and if you guys have any ideas or suggestions on tools that you noticed that I didn't have and you use a lot, let me know, and maybe some others that are also buying tools right now. We're extremely close to hitting 500 subscribers, so I'm extremely close to doing the giveaway. How that's gonna work is basically by the time I upload this video, we'll probably have 500 subscribers. So my next tool talk episode, which I'll be going over some of my Matco tools that I have at work or school, and we'll be going over those. And during that, I need you guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe during that video or this video, and make sure in that next tool talk episode you leave a comment in the comment section so I know that you subscribed, and you will be enrolled into the giveaway, and I will do a drawing for the giveaway. But I'm really excited to get that stuff sent out to one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. You guys are amazing. I love your comments, and all your feedback and everything is greatly appreciated. So thank you guys once again for subscribing and liking and commenting. So I'll see you guys next time on Tool Talk episode 12. And once again, thanks you guys.